channel. This is my first video and it's all about 10 preparation tips before going backpacking in Southeast Asia. I'm not an expert, I just want to share a little bit of advice about where I went, little tips before going. These are all before, not during. I'm probably going to make a video as well about during, tips about primarily Thailand. That's where I spent the most of my time. I was out for 2 months travelling. I went to Bali, Singapore, Malaysia and Thailand as well. Spent about a month of that time in Thailand, so most of my tips and advice will be on Thailand, so hopefully that's quite relevant for you guys. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that, and yeah, I really hope you enjoy this video. I hope it's useful, informative. If you could give me any feedback as well after, that would be great in the comments section below, and thank you. I hope you enjoy it. The brand was Carrymore, and I'd probably say don't go any bigger than 65 litre. For 2.5 months I found that was enough. You don't want to have something too big when you're travelling around, especially island hopping. If you're going to be going to different countries as well, a really good idea is to have maybe a little shoulder bag, maybe a tiny little rucksack, no more than maybe like a 10 litre rucksack just to put on you. You can also wear that on the front of you while you've got your other rucksack on the back, so you don't want anything too heavy, too big, but just for valuable items, things you want to keep on. Usually internal flights in Southeast Asia, for example from internal flights in Thailand, domestic flights, usually the baggage allowance is about, it could be 10 kilograms, probably maximum 20 kilograms as well. You can pay for more if you want to, it's not that expensive, but just be wary of bringing too much, because usually flights to Southeast Asia from international destinations, the luggage can be up to 30 kilograms, so then going down to 20 to even 10 kilograms can be a bit of a shock to some people. They may get shocked because they have to pay a little bit more to bring their luggage with them. So tip number 2 is always check customs regulations before you enter a country. I made the mistake of trying to get into Singapore with a penknife in my hand luggage. I accidentally left it in there, not realising. Then when they scan your bags through the security check, they obviously realise that you're trying to bring a penknife on the plane, and that's really not allowed. So just always be careful about what you're bringing into the country. Always double check your luggage as well. Especially Thailand, Singapore, very, very strict on what you bring into the country. For example, Singapore, you can't bring bubblegum into the country. That's illegal. So just be careful of that. A lot of people don't know that, but Singapore are very strict. Thailand, very strict drug laws. So even with prescription drugs, just make sure they're in the packet, make sure it states what they are, just so they don't think it's anything dodgy. It should be fine. I had anti-malarial tablets, quite a few of them, paracetamol, rehydration treatment, stuff like that. It was all fine. If you feel a bit worried, you're not too sure about something, go to the declare section, speak to someone, just ask them if you're not too sure, like what is allowed, but always check on the website before you go. Each country has a specific website for customs, items you're allowed to bring in, items you're not allowed to bring in, so just always double check. Definitely worth it, just so you don't accidentally get yourself in trouble as well. As well as checking customs before you enter a country, a really good thing is to look at things that are expected in certain countries. For example, in Singapore, it's very rude to yawn in public without covering your mouth. Also on the subways in Singapore, you can't drink water, you're not allowed to have any food whatsoever. Don't bring a towel with you to go backpacking, you really don't need it. Pretty much any hostel you go in, if you're staying in a hotel, guest house, they will have towels. Usually they're free, usually they're on the bed as well as your blanket, your pillow. Every hostel I went in, they had them. Once they didn't provide it, but you could hire them. So it was maybe like $2 in Singapore to hire a towel. and that was for the whole duration of your stay. So that's basically a deposit, really, in case you take it. So pretty much, don't waste room in your rucksack. It's extra weight, you really don't need it. Anti-malarial tablets. If you're planning on entering a high-risk malaria area, for example Cambodia or bordering Cambodia, I would say if you're going straight into those areas, then maybe obviously talk to your doctor, maybe get a few anti-malarials, not too many. To be honest, I made the mistake of buying my anti-malarial tablets when I was in the UK, and it cost me about £70 for the whole duration of my trip, and I was travelling for about 2 months, so quite expensive. I think I had a 50-day supply, and you're supposed to take them every day. I think mine were 7 days after you leave a malaria zone, and a day before as well. So quite pricey. And then I found out when I was in Thailand, in the pharmacies there, you paid about 35 baht for a strip of malaria tablets, doxycycline, the antibiotic. For about 10 tablets, it was 35 baht is about maybe 70 pence around that, so really cheap. Find out which one you need from a doctor before you leave, and then just buy them when you get there. You'll save so much money. It's a lot simpler as well. Okay, tip number 5. So something I found really useful was bringing some US dollars with me to go traveling. I brought $100 cash with me, as well as my other currencies, as well as my currency card and my debit card as well. And basically I found this really useful. At the start of my trip I lost my currency card. Unfortunately I left it in an ATM machine. Not proud, but it happened. The ATMs in Asia are a little bit different to the ones in the UK. The ones in Asia, they give you your money before giving you your card, whereas it's the other way around in the UK. So sadly I forgot my card, so that's a shame. But fortunately I was able to cancel it. No money was taken, everything was fine, so that was really good. So I was quite fortunate in that case. But what got me through it was, instead of using my debit card and being charged crazy amounts by my bank in the UK, I used US dollars, exchanged them for the currency, and that got me through. US dollars are accepted in lots of places. It's a universal currency. Also, when you go to a lot of countries, when you fly into them, you have to pay to get into the country. Usually they accept US dollars. For example, Indonesia, when I flew into Bali, you're supposed to pay a fee. I think it's about $35, or unless you have that in their currency, but it's useful to have dollars because everywhere accepts it. Most places accept it, so it's quite universal. Bring some US dollars, and yeah, you never know, you might not use them, but just in case, as an emergency, as a backup. Thank you so much for watching, and especially if you've taken the time to watch the video until the end. That means a lot, and hopefully see you in my next video.